6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It's time for Carol Ann Baldwin in the Garden with Carol Ann. And every time I hear that song, I go back to, I think it was 15 or 16 years old, maybe younger than that. I'm not really sure, but it just takes me back. Good morning, Carol Ann. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing real well.
This is the week where we experience every season in 5 days.
It seems like we're going to.
Yeah.
We've got warm weather. We got cold weather coming. The rain. It's just kind of nasty, dreary.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had some of these mornings. They just it makes you say, yes, it is December.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely know it's December. And now I can't.
Saturday was so beautiful. I don't know if you would have. Yeah, it felt summer-ish Saturday. Not really hot,
but only for a short period of time. You know, the mornings are cool. And
yes, the morning was cold.
10,
yes.
11 o'clock in the morning, it warms up. It's warm till, say, 3 or so in the afternoon, and then as the sun begins to go down, it starts to begin to cool down again. So I'm just hunting for something over here as I sit here and scroll down. And so we've been, this time of year it's tough. Winter doesn't start till the 21st, so next week is the beginning of winter. So we've sort of missed out. Our fall has been very warm, which I hate to see this because I'm afraid what's going to happen when we finally get cold. We all know our worst part of the winter is usually January and February.
Yeah, right.
And then that first part of March. So it's been a tough one that our plants haven't had a chance to acclimate. I'm still seeing trees out there that normally lose all their leaves that still have leaves on them from this past year, and they should be standing there bare, and it's tough.
I was just reading your shirt. Just how good do I have to be?
How good do I have to be in order to get away with it, Santa? So. Why am I missing? I'm hunting for something on here. And
so I have a culinary question while you're doing that.
Okay.
Because I know you do culinary stuff too.
Yeah, I like to play with the food.
You know when they put colored sugar on like Christmas cookies?
Right.
Do you buy that colored or do you color it?
You can do both.
Yeah?
You can color it yourself, but it's easier just to buy the little colored sugar
crystals. Buy it already
crystals.
colored?
Yeah, you can get all different colors. I buy them for when I make cookies, because you want, a little white frosting and a little green sprinkle, because it's shiny. The sugars are shiny.
It's better probably when you buy it made.
It's because it's the colors all the way through. You know what you're doing with it. The crystals are separate. I'm
thinking about making cookies.
Oh, are you? Are you gonna do the recipe? Or are you gonna get the Pillsbury?
No. I don't know. I asked Robin to help me, so she's going to be my guide.
Your guide
through this.
1 year, years ago, and unfortunately, my friend is probably at work right now, but she would remember it as well. We got together. My daughter was, I don't know, for some reason we weren't making cookies that year, or I wanted to make cookies, and my friend had a friend from Brazil. Well, baking cookies for Christmas is not a tradition in Brazil.
Really?
Or at least not cookies like we think of.
With all those Brazilians of people, nobody makes cookies, huh?
They're Brazil nuts, I guess.
Aren't Brazil nuts the hard ones?
They're the hard ones to get. But so I took all my stuff over to my girlfriend's house to make cookies, and what a wonderful time we had. That I got all the dough made and having fun and doing it. And between my daughter and my friend's friend, they were battling over who was going to cut out the cookies at each point. It's like that we could only fit so much in the kitchen, so you could only do one at a time. And it's like, you two have to share between my daughter and another adult going, girls, now you have to share, take turns. We'll get all the cookies baked. But it's a fun time when you can sit down and bake with family, with children, with grandchildren, whatever.
So I hope you like them.
Yeah. I'm sure I will.
I want to spread the Christmas cheer with sugary
with
treats.
Sugar sweetened, with sweetened treats.
Just have a little.
Why can I not find my article I'm hunting for?
Well, can I get a phone call through if you?
Sure.
If okay,
sure.
Let's go to the phone.
Yep.
By the way, the phone lines are open if you want to call 622-9622. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
See, last couple of weeks you had those great banana programs.
Right.
And I'm a banana eater. We always have them in the kitchen. Every time you get a little hunger pain or something, you can grab a banana and it'll satisfy you.
Sure.
Always wanted to try a plantain.
Right.
So I bought a plantain, And I don't know how to run a computer, but I had my wife research a little bit, and they said you should let it get kind of real blackish before you decide on eating it. The question is, can you eat that like a banana, or do you got to fry it?
You got to cook it. Plantains are starchy. At least to the best of my knowledge, you don't.
People who like them love them.
Yeah,
I can't stand them.
I mean, I've had them in recipes, but generally, yeah, you're gonna cook it at somehow or pick a recipe. I think they're used. I'm trying to remember. I've had them. I think I had it cooked up almost as I'll call it a dry relish. It was like a little side item that had garlic with it in it and cooked up, and it was almost like a crumbly where you had a little bit of that with the other thing you were going to eat together. So it sort of added a flavor or a little bit, different. I've never cooked with plantain, but that's, I've had it because of somebody else made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says it's from Ecuador on the label and that, but I was kind of looking forward to having that on my bowl of cereal tomorrow morning. But I guess that's not going to happen. Huh?
No, I wouldn't do it. I mean, if you wanted to taste it first, do it that way. Don't open it up and take a little bite off of it. I don't think they sweeten up like the banana does.
Yeah, I know we found out that they should be pretty black before you cook them or eat them or whatever.
Well, that's just going to the ripening.
Like the banana in them?
That's probably just going to the ripening stage. Is that it's going to be at its softest and at its most ripe would be when that rind, when that peel, rind, is fully black. But I'm not real sure because, like I said, I personally have never tried to get into them to have them because it's not something that
you don't like them either.
That went to something I would normally just run right out to do. Only because I've never really cooked with them. It's not something that was part of my normal eating.
You get a banana black, and it's too far gone. It's kind of mushy,
Right. But well, let's see what we can come up with. Let's see if we can come up with something on the plantain.
I got a quick question about dry grass. I've got the blades up now. I got grass. I was watering daily until he germinated and started. What is your recommendation on watering now that I have the grass there in sight? That
it's up and growing. I would still, just because you don't want to push your grass that's underneath there, I might water it once a week, once every, that it's going to be the same as what your lawn would want, because you don't want that lawn underneath there to fungus out.
Okay. All right, I'll hang up and listen to the rest of the questions.
All righty, sounds good. But I brought up something on plantain. Let's see if we can find a good one that'll give us an idea.
Get that after the break, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. Plenty of clouds today, not much sun, warm and humid with a couple of showers around, high 79 to 83. Mostly cloudy, warm and muggy tonight with a shower in places, low 65 to 69. For tomorrow, a mostly cloudy, warm, humid day with a shower, high 80 to 84. Thursday, clouds and some sunshine, high 81 to 85. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY, only $4.99. Plus, DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Ooh, ouch. Does pain have you glued to the couch? Yes, unfortunately it's true that every year we must get older, but that doesn't mean we have to deal with pain in our back, knees, or shoulder. If your muscles and joints are sore, don't worry anymore. Come get acupuncture from me and you'll be pain-free. Acupuncture starts as low as $35 at a Better You Healthcare. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, at 615-5566. Stop your pain from driving you insane.
We're saving thousands with Robert Palmer.
So rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around. If you're trying to get a mortgage, if you're trying to get the best credit card, if you're looking at student loans, cell phone bills, you name it, rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around.
That's rule number one, just one more vital part of fighting back to stop being a financial zombie. Yes, you can take the mystery out of the complicated world of finances. Take charge when it comes to your money. Listen in on The Source, 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, Saturdays at 12:05.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your mobile Verizon rep. But not just here, I'll deliver the phone to you in your home. While I'm there, I'll only sell you what you need and I'll personalize it to you. Want to have me get you connected? Then call me at 352-528-0020. I even offer unlimited home phone service for just $20 per month. Just call me, your mobile Verizon rep, at 352-528-0020.
What are the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking? Will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Caroline Baldwin is here live on the 15th day of December. She's had a couple of times the last couple of weeks we weren't here. So
yeah, well, it's been in and out. Let's hope everything goes well now for the rest of the year and then into the new year. To go back to Hugh's plantains, yeah, he's got to cook them. They're not.
It's not something you can.
It's not
just
something
peel.
you're gonna just, even as it gets to the full ripe. It may pick up a little more of a sweetness, but just like we have sweet corn and you have field corn. You're not going to sit down and boil a ear of field corn and go, and yum. No, that's going to be turned into flour or feed or things like that.
Oh,
it's
really?
not going to be
that.
what you're going to grab and munch like a nice piece of Zellwood corn.
Okay.
So the plantain's sort of the same way. The plantain's going to continue to maintain its starchy flavor, and even when that peel gets real dark, it's still going to keep that firm flesh. Unlike the banana, which starts to get mushy, the plantain's going to continue to stay firm. And there's several different recipes. I mean, if you want to have it for breakfast, there is one here that's a
sugar coated.
A pancake.
Oh, it is? Yeah, oh, maybe I was right.
There's a pancake, and there was another one. Here's grilled plantains with cinnamon ice cream. Sweet plantains. I'll
pass on the plantain and get the cinnamon ice cream.
Just adding other things to them to bring it up. Now the plantain soup I probably wouldn't get into.
You know what it is? This is one of those things you either like it or you don't.
I believe it probably is. Now there's different ways that you can.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, no. The other half of my phone case fell off.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes having it in a different way can make it
maybe
to where you want it. Like I said, sometimes when it's hidden in another food or where it's used as an ingredient versus as the main. Conch is delicious.
No, conch is awful.
It's delicious.
My brother made me eat conch. My brother Bill, and he had it in it was almost like a hush puppy.
Oh.
And it was delicious. But I said, the only thing is delicious, it's everything else.
Oh, see, now I've
Every
had conch salad where it's
I can feel the conch in my mouth. It's like, okay, I know, that's it.
No, see, I eat octopus too. So.
Oh, see, this is just the differences. Yeah, the differences in our taste.
If it won't bite me, if it doesn't bite me first, I'll try it at least once.
You would eat a jellyfish?
Jellyfish I don't think are edible.
Yes, they are. Sea turtles eat them.
Well, that's a sea turtle. We're not a sea turtle. But I've eaten shark, and I've eaten stingray. I've had different things. But,
okay.
But no, to go ahead. Yeah, with the plantain, have fun with it. If you've got one, take a look online. And this was just Food Network. Looks like they've got several. Just if you Google search plantain recipes. You're going to come up with something that's pretty easy. And just take a look and see, because how I base something, if I'm going to try it, is I look at the list of ingredients. Is this a food I would maybe eat if it had a different main ingredient? say if you were making a muffin out of something.
Well, wouldn't the plantain be the main ingredient?
That's going to be the main ingredient, but some of the seasonings, like you say, the cinnamon ice cream.
Okay.
I would enjoy
I
the
can think
cinnamon
of an
ice cream. Let
example.
me put something else with it. Yeah.
I can think of an example. I would never in a million years think a pumpkin would taste good. But a lot of stuff made with pumpkin tastes pretty good.
Pumpkin pie, you know, and that there's
This
a lot
pumpkin,
of different
you
things.
just wouldn't think if you're opening a pumpkin, oh, I'm going to eat this thing.
No, you carve out the stuff and carve a pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern out of it. You don't eat them, but no, we do. But so, have some fun with it. It's always, that's something new to think about for the new year, too, is to try something new.
By the way, the bananas, bananas, I was disappointed you didn't come in last week because I wanted to show them to you. They were every single one of them got ripe.
Nice.
And nearly every single one of them was eaten. I told you an email or something.
Yeah, that
nobody else was eating them
to eat them
because they were dirty looking.
Right, and they weren't as pretty. Right.
But to be honest, they tasted just like chiquitas, I would say.
Yeah.
We had to throw away, I think, 3 of them because they got too black.
Too ripe, right, got past it. And it's probably, if you'd have put a few in the bags at a time and ripened them a few to where you would have had a longer.
And you gave me a really good idea, but I just didn't do it.
Oh,
freeze them and then cover them with chocolate and people would eat them.
Yep. Yeah, just get the dipping chocolate, put your popsicle stick or something, dunk them in the.
Now, when you say dipping chocolate.
Dipping chocolate. There's a chocolate that it'll get hard.
That hardens on it?
Yeah.
Okay, but what?
Without losing color and texture and things like that.
So if I melted Hershey's Kisses. And then
they may not continue to keep the nice look. It's going to still taste as good, but it'll probably still taste good.
It's a culinary show today.
It has been. And actually, because I was going to get on to, because just thinking of going, oh my goodness, it's the 15th of December. It's 10 days till Christmas.
Yeah.
10 days till Christmas. But also, we're coming into the new year. And I took my stuff out of my book. And the new year means a whole lot of different stuff if you're going to garden, to grow, to eat things. If you have, one thing I wanted to mention, because I said, I looked at our grapevines at the Ag Center. I said, this is the middle of December. We have to think about pruning those grapes. If you have grapevines, the time to prune is going to be January into February. I'm going to hope we get some cold weather before it's time to do that. Those 2 have leaves that are still hanging on them. I like it to get cold, at least one good cold shot, to set them into a good dormancy, because you don't want to cut them and then have them start to leaf out too early and have us get some cold weather right on top of that.
Right.
But that's the time of year, is January into early part of February, and clean out around them real well. Make sure that you're not leaving anything on those stems that are going up to where you're dividing. You want everything clean on that at that time, or as spring comes in, you can treat for weeds. You can use a weed and grass killer around them, because you're not going to use it all the time. You're usually only going to use that once, maybe twice a year around the base of those plants. And without anything growing green on the bottom of those, you know that you're not going to kill your vines, because you're not spraying the vine, you're spraying the weed. You won't be fertilizing still anything yet, even those. You're going to wait till springtime, but it is the time coming into this time, about another month out, is to think about getting those grapevines pruned another month to 6 weeks or so. And same way when you're looking at your other fruit trees, you don't want to prune them yet. We've not had a good cold. I hope we get one and that we start to get a little more seasonable.
What temperature and how long would it have to last in order for it to be a good cold?
I'd say we need some nights that are staying down
40?
Into the 40s.
How long? 2 days?
A couple of nights.
So that could be this weekend.
It could be this weekend. We're getting a good cold. So long as and I think we're only supposed to get up into the 60s. That's normal for December. Now let's start to have that as our nice, where we're not getting up into the mid 80s. Low 70s is good for this time of year, with our lows anywhere between the 40s and the low 50s. That's normal winter weather for us. Up in the 80s with the lows in the 60s, it's too warm, and I'm afraid I'm going to see some landscapes getting hit. The grass out here in front, it's green. it should be dormant.
And my bougainvilleas are growing.
Right, they're growing.
It drives me nuts.
And right, things are
I want
still
them
growing.
to stop.
Things need to quit growing because what's going to happen is they have new growth. When we do get a cold, it's going to cause some damage. And so
I'm going to cut it before that happens.
Don't cut it too soon. Wait till it freezes back.
You can't do anything to kill these things.
Now, once they're well rooted, they do. But some of them right now are just as gorgeous as could be because the rains have, lessened up. Temperatures are a little more equal. That's just not such a great fluctuation between the highs and the lows. And some of the ones I've seen around, they're still blooming like crazy.
Let's go to the phone. I was just going to say that we have a phone line open, and now somebody's calling in. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Carol Ann.
Morning.
I just wanted to make a comment. I have a night blooming jasmine.
Okay.
That just keeps blooming and growing and blooming. And they are the most amazing plants, trees, shrubs, whatever you want to call. My husband cut off a piece of it, and I have it in on the counter.
Right.
And you cannot smell a thing from that in the daytime.
Nope.
But come nighttime, it's just so fragrant, it overpowers the house.
Oh, so the flowers are still opening at night.
Yeah.
For you, the piece cut. Yeah. During the day,
I can't figure that out. I smell it in the daytime. You can't get the first scent out of that thing.
No, you can't. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing. Once it gets daytime, you walk past it. It's just a green shrub.
It's just amazing. I don't know what God had in mind for it, but it's an amazing plant.
It is an amazing plant, and what it's doing is it's attracting nighttime pollinators. Those plants that feed at night, your moths and things like that are out there when the rest of us are asleep, but they're out there feeding on those.
And we did get some eggs or something in it, worms in it, and it was eating it. I don't know what they get in it, but
was it eating from the center of the leaf or the edge?
The edge, and I actually saw the black droppings on the leaves, and that's what alerted me to something was in it.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was. Some of the caterpillars are not particular. They'll eat anything, like an armyworm and things like that. They'll get on there and they'll eat whatever. Other plants are pretty much, or other insects are much more host specific. So if it was from the edge, if you saw the droppings and saw that, more than likely that was a caterpillar, you just go ahead and either treat for the caterpillars or hunt for them, pick them off, and destroy them.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just wanted to share that. I just love my jasmine.
Thank you. Yeah, I do too. Jasmine smells so good.
Yeah.
All right, we've got another half hour left in this program called In the Garden with Carol Ann. If you'd like to be in the Garden with Carol Ann, you need to call. It's the best way to do it. 622-9622. We'll be right back with Carol Ann Baldwin after the break.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Republican presidential hopefuls gearing up for the final face-off of 2015. Donald Trump
reveling in the results of that new Monmouth national poll that show him with a 27-point lead over his next closest rival, 41%, compared to Ted Cruz, who sits now at 14%.
Fox's John Roberts in Las Vegas. Also on the main stage, Ted Cruz, Ben Carson, Chris Christie, Marco Rubio, John Kasich, Carly Fiorina, Rand Paul, and Jeb Bush. Deliberations resume in the manslaughter trial of a Baltimore police officer accused of being an indifferent cop responsible for the death of Freddie Gray.
It's quiet here outside the courthouse at this hour, but the city is bracing for possible protests after the verdict. Leave is canceled for all Baltimore police officers.
Fox Radio's Rachel Sutherland. Fox News, we report. You decide.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a clean, smooth shave from a quality blade. The sort of shave that cuts clean, without the burn. So why are you messing around with generic razors that cost $32 for an 8-pack? when you can shave with Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades for half the price. And if saving money and a clean shave isn't incentive enough, Harry's will give you their starter set, complete with a razor, 3 of their world-famous blades, and shaving cream for just $15. And shipping is always free. We'll also give you $5 off your first order. Our way of saying thank you for trying us. How are we able to save you all this money and still give you the best shave you'll ever enjoy? By owning the factory that manufactures them. That's how. So go to harrys.com right now and enter code 9911 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 9911.
There's one place in Ocala where all the gifts are alive and green and growing and has more Christmas spirit than you could imagine. That place is Baldwin's Camellia Gardens, now presenting their wonderful greenhouse with thousands of square feet indoors and stacked to the rafters with perfect gifts for you, for your home, and for giving. Step inside this wonderland and witness thousands of poinsettias, Christmas cactus, huge ferns, hanging plants, porch decorations, orchids, topiary, gorgeous gardenias starting at just $9.99. And of course, Baldwin's famous Christmas trees. Idea. How about winter blooming bulbs like amaryllis or narcissus, 3-pack for just $5.99? That's just one suggestion. At Baldwin's, there are thousands. And one thing you can be sure of, at Baldwin's, the prices are right. Daily till 4, Saturday till 2, where this Christmas is better than ever.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Have you heard of Hyperdirectory? When looking for local businesses, go to hyper.directory. No need for www, no need for .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to local companies when it matters most. Hyperdirectory is your local business directory partnered with the Ocala Chamber and Economic Partnership to bring you trusted local businesses. Keeping Ocala local. Use hyper.directory. No www, not even .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to businesses when it matters most.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
So how can watching a scary film make you happier? When the scary, heart-pounding moments end, we get a surge of feel-good chemicals, which can leave us feeling happy long after the movie is over. The study finds we can save 40 cents per gallon on average buying milk at the drugstore. The first step in breaking a hair-pulling habit is to simply be aware of it, because most nervous habits are done unconsciously.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will sail?
Nice. You know who that is, right?
That's Joe.
That's Joe. Yeah.
Did you know?
Good job, Joe.
The bumper music for Carol Ann's show.
There we go.
I can't remember what year we did that. 2011, maybe. That's from the CD Watts of Christmas Carols from WOCA.
Right.
Watts.
W-A-T-T-S.
W-O-C-A. We couldn't think of an A word.
Right.
So Watts of Christmas Carols. We took the second letter.
Right.
A.
There you go.
That
So
seems-
lots of Christmas album.
What's a Christmas Carol's album? Yeah. There was 16 songs. I just had to look it up. I couldn't remember. We have 16 songs in it. By the way, we have them for sale here if you want them.
Right.
$10 a piece. Come and get them.
Come and get them. Get your own local CD.
Get 'em.
No, I was saying, we were talking off the air that an article came to my attention back on the 7th of December, and we've been talking for years on the problem with the citrus industry and citrus greening. And it looks like they may have really found something that's going to work. I think it is. Just hopefully people don't freak out when they find out what it is.
What is it?
I mean,
is it a beetle?
It's not a beetle. Well, the citrus greening is caused by an insect. It's the Asian citrus psyllid,
Right.
which is the vector of the virus, which it's a Chinese name that's way too long. It means green dragon.
Way too long.
Way too long. Yeah, way too long. Yeah. And
Well, it
so,
sounds Japanese. Way too long.
Way too long, yeah. But it's been an issue, for several years now, and it's really, this is spreading not just in Florida. It's all across our citrus belt and across citrus throughout the world. Is trying to figure out how to eliminate this problem, and it looks like at Lake Alfred at the research center with a couple plant breeders, and this is let me reference it. It's the Herald Tribune as of December 7th of 2015. So if you want to look it up, you can look it up. And a couple of plant breeders may have found, as they put it, the holy grail of the citrus industry, an orange tree that wards off infection from the fatal bacterial disease known as citrus greening. And what they did was, yes, they genetically modified the tree. But what they genetically...
And the way you said it, it's
Yeah.
like you're very careful because you know.
Yeah, I am very careful because
it's
this article
inflammatory.
because the article even does get all the way down to that whole thing of trying to get people past that whole idea. What they crossed into into the genome is part of the mustard family. It is a plant that turns on, the tree is genetically engineered with a gene from the, I had this pronounced a few minutes ago, Arabidopsis, Arabidopsis plant, which is part of the mustard family, that activates the orange tree's natural defenses against a greening infection. This comes from the scientists at the Citrus Research and Education Center in Lake Alfred. And in field and greenhouse experiments, the first tree was in 2009 shown to resist the infection when grown in a hot zone, which is among other infected trees with an infestation of the Asian citrus psyllid. And it seems we are seeing other trees crashing, and then there's one beautiful green tree that's not affected, or the gene, the plant gene that's been turned in turns on a set of genes in the orange tree that is responsible for the disease defense. And so to me, this is a good thing. It's just turning on something that's there, apparently, but is not being triggered, or that could be triggered.
So the conclusion, it sounds like, not with the greening subject, but with the
Right.
genetically modified issue, is that we were led to believe that genetically modified was a bad thing no matter what. And what
Correct.
you're saying is, well, maybe they made some mistakes, but there's some good uses for it too.
Right.
For that technology.
I see some good uses. I'm not crazy about the idea that, I mean, I know it's not plant related, but the salmon that was supposedly, that was released, to me, it's going, okay, well, you don't like that idea. I know they say they're not going to have to advertise it as that it is genetically modified, that it grows faster as a salmon. Read farm raised. Don't buy a farm raised salmon.
Why?
Because that's more than likely going to be where you're genetically modified.
Well, what's wrong with that, though?
I mean, if you don't want that,
Oh, okay.
Though they're not requiring, they're not going to require it being advertised.
You mentioned that there was a genetically modified potato.
Right.
That was toxic.
That was actually toxic. Okay. So that threw that one out the door.
So that was an experiment.
That was an experiment that went wrong.
Yeah.
The big issue is, most people, they hate the Monsanto company and the rest of it because of them holding the patents on some of this other genetically modified. Well, for the homeowner buying seeds for their vegetable garden, you're not buying those seeds anyway. Yeah, that's just, it's not, you're not buying.
Well, I remember the other part of this.
But on some of this other, is that it was not labeled, so you did not have that option.
Do you remember the story about in India, those Indians?
India, right.
They were very poor, and they couldn't afford to buy more seed, and they couldn't take the seed from the plants and replant them because those seeds weren't growing anything.
But the whole thing is that they were given those seeds to begin with. I don't think they had to buy them. And I think it was going to continue as something.
Yeah.
And some of that, it's a lot of times, we won't get into the politics of government corruption, but not in a garden show. But to me, this is something that I'm seeing, that it's the whole thing within that citrus industry is something that we could lose unless they, and if you can fight it with just an alteration of the tree's own genome or adding something a little bit to it is a lot better than sitting there and pumping it full of a pesticide in order to kill off the pest that's causing it. I mean, I guess I weigh it that way. In that sort of situation, I either put a systemic insecticide on it to the, repeatedly over and over again, which all citrus trees sold in the state of Florida must be treated with a systemic insecticide before they can be sold. That's state law in order to try to eliminate this. So you either have that and then you either grow your tree out for several years, harvesting and destroying the fruit because you may want an organic tree, and then you could still lose your tree to citrus greening. If they can turn the tree into something that can resist it on its own, you're back to not having to do that.
But if it feeds people who otherwise wouldn't have food, then I'm all for it.
Right.
I mean, why would I be against that?
Yeah. So long as it's not something that's going to cause us health issues. I don't like the idea of having the pesticide resistance or the herbicide resistance, just because I don't like blanket treatment with that, with insecticides or herbicides. But to get onto other things, that's it's a good article. Read it with an open mind. If you've always been against GMO, take a look, read it. It did come from the Herald Tribune. The date on that was December the 7th, and it came from, you might even find it through, I think it was the Florida Friendly Landscaping, from them to the Herald, et cetera, is how I found it through. Actually, I got it through Facebook and then went and read the article myself. But it is a good one. It's just something to look forward to, or possibility.
So we are almost at the end of the third quarter, I guess.
Third quarter, yeah.
One quarter more to go. If you want to call Carol Ann, you're invited to do that. The number is 622 WOCA, 622-9622. We'll be right back with Carol Ann Baldwin after the break.
Brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Plenty of clouds today, not much sun. Warm and humid with a couple of showers around, high 79 to 83. Mostly cloudy, warm and muggy tonight with a shower in places, low 65 to 69. For tomorrow, a mostly cloudy, warm, humid day with a shower, high 80 to 84. Thursday, clouds and some sunshine, high 81 to 85. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Where am I going to hide the presents so my family can't see what I got them for Christmas? Hey, I know. Neighborhood Storage has units for only $20 till the end of the year. Yep, Elf Storage. With 20 locations, Neighborhood Storage is easy to find and use and only $20. Elf Storage. I mean, Neighborhood Storage. So when you rent the unit before the end of the year and mention WOCA, get a free t-shirt. Neighborhood Storage. I like it. New customers and additional units only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
You spend the season making the holidays brighter for everyone on your list. This year, how about doing the same for yourself? Let PackMail take care of all your holiday packing and shipping, so you can enjoy a little peace and joy too. Just one stop packs up and ships out all your holiday joy to the world, delivering on time and intact. Now how's that for wrapping up your holiday hassles? Stop by PackMail today, 303 Southeast 17th Street in Churchill Square, Ocala.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Located in Ocala, Renstar Medical Research has offered a wide range of clinical research trials for 17 years. Renstar conducts clinical trials for conditions such as migraines, memory decline, fibromyalgia, and sun-damaged skin. To learn more, call Renstar at 352-629-5800. Help us create a healthier tomorrow by volunteering today. Please call Renstar at 352-629-5800.
Hey, sweetheart, guess what we're going to do? We're going to read a story about little baby Jesus. Is this your book?
No. That's cute. That's cute.
Write it.
That's actually also from the album that we made, the CD that we made. That's Tish and her little granddaughter, Naomi. And she was reading one of the Christmas stories that we had a book from.
Cool.
It's kind of fun to listen back to that stuff, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Just to have some fun with it. I like the classic Christmas music. But back to stuff we can eat. Or you can
stuff we can eat.
So yes. You know me, I garden for edibles more than the ornamentals.
If you went to a Christmas party and the food was all from a gardener,
oh, it's good stuff.
It would be healthy stuff.
Oh yeah, and it's usually good stuff.
There's nothing decadent in the garden, right?
Oh yeah, there can be.
Like
it depends on how you fix it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean you can,
There's no brownies growing out there.
No, but you grow strawberries and you make a nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, different things like that. But no, as we're preparing for an upcoming gardening season.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, that's
Does
right.
strawberry or any? Let's see. What is it? Preserves. Do preserves have less sugar in them than jelly and jam?
Quite. You know what? I think they probably could.
Okay.
Because you're using more whole fruit.
That's what I was wondering. If you were trying to be healthy.
Yeah, that you could.
And you just went to the store and you said, look for the label that says preserves rather than jelly or jam.
I would check the label and see where the sugar's labeled on it.
Okay.
You know, the highest concentration of ingredient. You know, you take 100% as the item. The highest one is the first item listed.
Okay,
so
the first one is the one that's got the most?
Is the most.
And you have a phone call, Carolyn. Good morning, you're on the air.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning, Carol Ann and
Yeah.
Larry.
Hey,
and Merry
Ann.
Christmas to you both. But
Yeah,
what I'm
thank you.
calling about is we had our own plantain tree growing in our yard in Miami.
Uh-huh.
We grew our own. And my way my mother fixed them, everybody should love them. First, you take some good bacon, and you fry that bacon.
Just you can stop right there.
If you don't like bacon, you're not human. But anyway,
That's true.
So you fry up this bacon, and then you take it out of the pan, and you leave the grease in there. You take your banana and you slice it from like the stem end down to the other end, so it's long strips. You put that in that bacon and fry that, and take that out and put that on your plate with
the bacon,
an egg and the bacon, and you eat that. Those plantains. If people don't like that, there's something wrong with them.
Right, well, because you're doing it up like a potato is what you're doing.
Sounds awful to me.
That's the only way I ever had them was fried in bacon.
Fried in
We're
bacon.
talking about bananas or plantains?
Plantain.
Oh, plantains. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
I know I'm getting a little late calling on that. Y'all have been talking about it, but they are wonderful cooked that way.
There you go. They
just taste heavenly.
I would not be rude if I was visiting you. I was. Well, that is good. But you know,
just trying to watch my plantain intake.
I might not be telling the truth.
When you were going to put ketchup, if you put ketchup on them, I might yell at you.
Everybody else would be for ketchup. Why did God invent ketchup then?
Ketchup is good to hide everything.
No, my son puts it on hot dogs, and you never put ketchup on hot dogs.
Yes, you do. No, mayonnaise and ketchup.
Oh no! Okay, well, anyway, I wanted to tell you that is really the great way. And there used to be a restaurant downtown near the fire station, and they made the best plantains there. Oh, they were just wonderful. But fried in bacon grease.
Fried in bacon grease. Well, bacon and bacon grease a lot of times takes care of everything.
We're lucky to get bacon. Yes? Okay, well, have a Merry Christmas and
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year's.
You too. No, bye-bye. Yeah, that's amusing. Yeah, we'll have to try something on him one of these days. Maybe.
You know,
maybe.
We'll it's a hard sell
for me.
We'll find a good one.
We'll find a good one. We just won't
sell.
tell you what it is. You know, if we can hide it in something.
Yeah, well,
But it's like zucchini muffins. Apparently, you can't tell it from a.
Oh, I love zucchini muffins and zucchini bread.
But you can't tell there's zucchini in it.
Right. Well, if you made a plantain muffin, maybe I'd like that.
Yeah.
But a plantain just like that, and I know people love them. I know we have a caller, but I told Caroline during one of the breaks that I went to a restaurant here on 200.
Right.
They was the sweetest people. Their food was absolutely delicious, except for the plantain.
Except you just still don't care. You just don't care for them.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It was just my thing. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yes. Good morning again.
Good morning.
I want to thank the last caller with the bacon. That sounds great. I'm going to try it. If I make it, I'll call you next week and give you a report on it.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. So that was that's a great thing. But no, thinking just real quick because I know we're getting short on time. If we're looking to be planting this coming year, if you're thinking you've never grown a garden, or maybe you have moderate success or even wonderful success. 2 dates there'll be 3 dates to really remember. Soil testing. If you've started a new plot or you're just concerned what your pH and things like that are in your vegetable plots, and for flower beds as well, coming into the spring. January the 14th, so that's really a month out is from now, but plenty of time to be working on your garden. Will be a soil test date, and February the 11th. So for 2016, these would be ones I would be shooting for if I thought I needed to test, or if I was building new beds. Get your beds going together like that before that. Get your soil tested so you know whether need to do any amendments. This is for pH only at the extension office. If you're looking for a further, more in-depth, call over there to extension, because they will be closed between Christmas and New Year's. Just because the amount of calls coming in is very low. So you may need to call over there and ask to how to get a kit to send it if you wanted a true nutritional kit that you'd send off to the University of Florida. Another one to remember is we're now having Edible Gardening 101. And this sounds like a whole lot of fun. It's an evening course, again, like the Florida Gardening 101, but this one's on edibles. The dates are February the 1st through the 5th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. This one does have a registration fee of $30 per person, $50 per couple. It is non-refundable, but covers materials and light snacks. If you got somebody that you want to give here's a gift of how to garden in Central Florida. If you've got a family member that maybe just moved down here, get them signed up for that. They're going to go from composting and organic gardening, edible landscaping, which is adding edible crops into just your plantings around the home, growing fruits for the home landscape. Micro irrigation, love the micro irrigation for vegetables. I never was real sure I could get into that. I like it now. Just vegetable varieties for Marion County. Herbs and tropical fruits for our area, and pests and their control, as well as diseases on vegetables as well, and their control, all for our area. So if you've either had success or limited success, or you've just had absolute failures, this might be the course for you. And for $30, and you're getting that's covering your materials, so you'll have your handouts to take home and study with. A lot of good people to be able to ask questions while you're there as well. So you're planting your garden, something to think about. Registration for that does need to be done by the 25th of January. So you have some time. I'll remind you of it as the dates get closer. But call Terry over there at the Extension office, 671-8400. That's the same number you can call to find out if you need a sample box that you wanted to send a soil sample up to the university. And realize that this time of year right now, they're getting ready to go out on Christmas break too.
Right,
and
right.
Most of your students won't be back till after the first of the year.
Right.
So, don't be in a big rush. It takes them maybe a week or so to get back to you on that. Same way on your soil, just your pH. And your pH is, that'll give you a good idea where to go from. If your pH is in order, your plants can take up the nutrition that you hand them.
It's true for us too, right?
That's right.
When
That's right.
our pH balanced.
When you're balanced, when you can stand on your one foot and hold a glass of water in the other hand, and you're balanced, you can.
But the water, the whole pH thing with water with us. They always say drink water, and I used to argue why wouldn't tea be the same as water? It's going to hydrate you. The reason is because water is going to balance your pH better.
But water is generally neutral.
Yeah.
And when you start adding things into it, you change it.
It becomes more acidic.
Right.
Almost everything added to water makes it more acidic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that and I've tried one of those pH waters, and I don't know if it hydrates any better.
Have you ever taken litmus paper though and seen if it was really more alkaline?
No, I actually haven't.
We did.
Yeah.
Robin and I did. We went and got Biddings Pharmacy.
Okay, got some litmus paper.
We were testing. This was back in the Cascades.
Right.
We went to every water source we could.
Right.
Including the high alcohol, the whatever.
Right, the bottled. Yeah.
It was the same. They were all the same.
They were all the same.
But you'd put it into Coca-Cola. It's really acidic.
Sure.
And
well, because they contain citric acid.
And you would think that coffee would be acidic, and it was, but not as acidic as like Coca-Cola.
Right, because Coca-Cola has the citric acid added.
Oh, okay.
So but a lot of times though, adding lemon to your water does actually help to quench your thirst.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it helps. I don't know if it wakes up things. So, but water over soda any day.
Intelligence for your life.
There we go.
Oh, that's somebody else's.
That's somebody else's byline. Yeah, it is. We got gardening for your life.
There you go.
There you go.
Caroline, it was a fun one as always.
Another Tuesday gone. Everybody, great
Hard
gardening.
to be careful out there. Stay warm.
Stay warm as I'm wearing shorts right now. But
today.
It's going to get cold, so watch it. Dress in layers. Keep a sweater in the car. Can't go wrong.
Thank you, Caroline.
Thanks, Larry.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville.